Yeah!
Go! Go! Yeah!
Oh! That is a hit at a mile. Alright guys, welcome back to 243 Outdoors. My name is Josh. Today we are going to be continuing a video that we started back in May. In May we shot some of these Hornady 68 grain boat-tail hollow point match bullets. We done some load development with accurate 2230. We decided on 22.5 grains as being a good shooting group, and because of farming season and I had to get the range took down, we kind of abruptly ended that series. So today I want to stretch these rounds out a little bit. We're going to try to shoot them at 200 to 500 yards a day and just see what happens. I did take some shots about a week ago out to 500 yards with this, and I think I got my dial and everything figured out. These are flying about 2,800 feet per second. We have a very beautiful day to shoot. It's going to get up about 60 or so. It's probably still in the mid 50s right now. We do have a little bit of a side breeze coming in, nothing too bad, so let's get started. So we're going to start out at 200 yards. We're using the Savage Axis 223. Got a Citron S-Tac 4-20 on it, and let's see what we can do. Going to be using my Short Action Precision run and gun bag today. Calling for about a 1.8 MOA hold for 200 yards. Looks like the wind's blowing it about 1 minute over, about 2 inches over. There we got a little bit of a gust, but it shouldn't affect it too much. Actually, I think it did catch it just a little bit, but we'll go ahead and shoot 5 rounds at each target today. We'll have to move cameras between each stage, so that'll give the gun a little cool down time. We got them all right there in a pretty good little cluster. That one where the wind gusted up seemed to drift just a little bit more, but I'll run down, get a measurement on it, move our cameras, and we will go on out to 300 yards. All right, we're out here at 200 yards. I measure 1 3/4 inches from here to here. That's the farthest two. That's the one the wind kind of gusted on, and if we delete that shot out, we're right at 1 1/4 inches. So that's excellent shooting for real world conditions. We're going to remove our target, or our target cam, on out to 300 and try it. All right, so we had some great results, I think, at 200 yards, so we're going to be going up to 300 now. I am going to dial it just a little bit of windage. I think I'll give it, we want to go left. Let's go a minute left. and see how that does. We're going to dial on up to 4.5 minutes and give it another try if it don't fall over backwards. So we'll shoot another 5-shot group here. It's been about 5 minutes since I fired the last one. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 1.5 minute windage. Let's go 1.25 minutes. I want to get them somewhat close to the center of the plate as I can. So I think we're ready for 300. So we printed just a little bit low on that. But we're on the plate. That's all we care. Windage looked pretty good. Temperature is warming up. I can definitely feel that sunshine on my back. I believe the wind might have caught that one just a little bit. It's kind of gusting up. We was under a wind advisory yesterday. We had like 30-mile-an-hour winds and some probably 40-mile-an-hour gusts, and we had a clay pigeon shoot, and it was pretty windy for it, but we got through it. Big difference today. Alright, so it looks like we got a pretty decent little group going, with that one exception kind of on the edge. Is there two over there now? Yeah. So I think the wind's catching them just a little bit, but still not bad. We'll run down, take a look at it, and move our camera going out to 400 yards. Alright, so we're out here at 300 yards, and I believe these two and these two are just about the same distance apart, and we're right at 4 inches. Them two, I kind of felt the wind might have drifted those just a little bit. These three right here are right at 2.5 inches, just a tad under 2.5 inches. So I think we're doing what we should be doing. We're going to move on out to 400 yards and see what we can do. All right, we are set up for 400 yards. We're calling for 7.8 minutes, so 7 3/4. I think I'm gonna go ahead and dial 8, and I am gonna give it just a couple more clicks of windage. There's a break in that fence row out there, and it's pretty breezy in that opening, so I think it may drift over a little more. So let's give it a try at 400 yards. This is a 16-inch piece of steel. Yeah, and the scope I can see quite a bit of mirage with the wind. So see what we can do. starting to get out there pretty far for a 223, especially a cheap gun. Okay, so that one seemed a little low and right. I can't quite tell where the first impact was. There's quite a breeze blowing out there. Give the wind just a second to calm back down. One more. Alright, so I'm afraid our group's opened up a little bit on that one, but we will run down and see for ourselves. So apparently our camera got blowed over, and because of the wind, we drive down here and the wind calmed back down. Here to here and here to here is exactly 6 inches, and then here to here is about 6.5. So for the conditions, I'm calling that very good. That's not a bad group for 400 yards in the wind. So we're gonna go on out to 500 yards. We got the target just right out there. It's kind of a lower target, and there's a couple weeds I'm gonna try to run down with a 4-wheeler to clear my view, and I don't want the bullet impacting a weed. So we'll get the camera moved and set up. I'm gonna give you guys a perspective of how this range is set up. That is the 500 yard target. We're sitting about 450 right now. We have fence row all through here from about 435 down to the 300 yard target. There's no fence row and we're all wide open, and then we have fence row from about 200 yards all the way up to the shooting table. So when I'm talking about the wind, like I have a lot of wind and not much, there's a lot of wind cutting through this opening right here, and then it slows back down where this fence row is. So I'm just trying to give you guys a little perspective of the range and what our setup is. All right, so we are set up at 500 yards. We're gonna dial up about 13 minutes, see what we can do. Windage is gonna be about 1 minute and 3/4. Wind's just still kind of variable, up and down, up and down. Impacts are kind of hard to spot at this distance, but we'll definitely hear rings. That bullet sounded funny. I don't know. I don't know if we hit a weed or something. I don't think it hit the steel, but I heard this kind of screaming sound to it, like it tumbled or something. We'll go ahead and send a 6th round. We'll just call that one a mulligan or something, because I don't know, it just sounded funny to me flying. Alright, so let's run down range and take a look at our last group and wrap this video up. Alright, so I'm very impressed with this. We shot 6 rounds and I heard 4 impacts, 5 impacts. I think we got a couple, I can't quite tell. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know we hit it another time. It's got to be in this group, so we'll have to review the target cameras. The round that missed must have just went off the edge, but like I said, it sounded funny flying through the air, so I don't know. We're shooting through just a little bit of weeds there. It could have caught one, but that right there is about 2 3/8 inches from there to there. So we're at 500 yards, so that's awesome. Call that a flyer. Elevation wise, looks pretty good. I would say that one round just missed off the edge. So we was giving it too much wind. These are great shooting rounds, 68 grain, Hornady match, boat tail hollow point bullets. I was shooting the 73 grain early in the year, and I feel like they was just a little bit heavy for that 1 in 9 twist. These 68s are just what this thing calls for. So when I get a 1,000-yard target and table set up, we will probably be trying to take these out to 1,000 yards. I feel very confident after seeing this here. Just seeing the impacts. That 20 power scope's nice, but on this flat black, it's so hard to see the impacts, so I don't really know. I can just tell I'm hitting the steel. But these are definitely performing. I'm giving you guys a little bit of break from the 55 grain cast bullets. I don't want to put up 10 videos in a row on the cast bullets, so I'm going to try to break this up. We're getting ready to start a 243 series, so we'll be shooting some Sierra bullets in it and using some Starline brass. So I want to thank everybody for watching today. It's been a great day out here shooting, and until next time, we'll see you later.